The Coffee Farmer's Daughter. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and vast fields of coffee plants, lived a high school boy named Luca. He had always dreamed of something greater than the small town he grew up in. His family owned a modest farm, but Luca never quite felt like he belonged there. He often found himself staring at the horizon, wondering if there was more to life beyond the quiet village. One summer, Luca's parents decided to hire extra hands to help on the coffee farm. The coffee harvest was particularly large that year, and they needed help picking the ripe cherries. It was then that Luca met Maria, the farmer's daughter. Maria was the eldest of 3 children, and unlike her brothers, she had taken it upon herself to learn everything there was to know about the coffee business. While her brothers preferred the easy life in the city, Maria had stayed behind to help her father. Maria was strong-willed, determined, and always had a plan for everything. Luca, who had never been particularly interested in the farm, found himself captivated by her confidence. He watched her work, her hands expertly plucking the coffee cherries, and felt a sense of awe. She spoke with such passion about the future of the farm and the importance of hard work, and Luca began to see the farm in a new light. One afternoon, while the two were working side by side, Luca mustered the courage to ask Maria why she stayed on the farm when so many others her age sought to leave. Maria smiled, wiping sweat from her brow. "It's about more than just the coffee," she said. "It's about sustaining something beautiful, something that's been in my family for generations. My father's dream is to see the farm prosper, and I want to help make that happen." Luca listened intently, intrigued by her vision. The more he worked with Maria, the more he realized that his own life could have purpose here on the farm. He saw the potential to do more than just pick coffee cherries. He could help bring the farm to new heights, just like Maria dreamed. Days turned into weeks, and Luca's admiration for Maria grew. They spent long hours in the fields, harvesting coffee, sorting beans, and learning the intricacies of the coffee business. Maria taught him everything she knew, from the delicate process of picking the perfect cherries to the importance of maintaining quality throughout the entire process. But it wasn't just the work that drew Luca to her, it was her unshakable resolve and her ability to inspire others. As the harvest season came to a close, Luca began to notice the small changes in himself. He wasn't just working on the farm out of obligation anymore, he was doing it because he believed in what Maria had envisioned. He wanted to help her build something lasting, something meaningful. And, though he hadn't fully realized it yet, he had fallen in love with her. One evening, after a long day of work, Luca found Maria sitting by the coffee drying beds, staring out at the horizon. He joined her in silence for a while, then spoke up, his voice barely above a whisper. "Maria," he said, "I've been thinking, maybe we can do something bigger. We could sell the coffee ourselves, start a business, something that brings in more money. I want to help you make this farm everything you've dreamed of." Maria turned to him, her eyes wide with surprise. "Do you really think we can do it?" she asked, a mix of skepticism and hope in her voice. "I believe in us," Luca replied, his voice steady. "Together, we can turn this farm into a thriving business." Maria studied him for a moment, then smiled. "Well, I've got the ideas, but I'll need your help to make them happen. Are you ready?" Luca grinned, feeling a sense of excitement stir within him. "I'm ready." The next few months were filled with hard work and determination. Together, they developed a plan to sell their coffee directly to consumers, bypassing the middlemen who had been taking a large cut of the profits. Maria handled the business side of things, while Luca used his newfound skills to help perfect the roasting process. They worked late into the night, refining their product and strategizing their next steps. Their first batch of coffee was a hit. Word spread quickly through the village, and soon their small farm became known for producing some of the best coffee in the region. People traveled from far and wide to purchase their beans, and the farm began to thrive. The more success they had, the more their bond grew. But it wasn't just the business that flourished, it was their relationship too. As they spent more time together, Luca and Maria's feelings for one another deepened. Their late-night talks, their shared dreams, and the long hours working side by side on the farm had woven them together in ways they hadn't anticipated. The love that blossomed between them was as steady and strong as the coffee plants that surrounded them. Eventually, Luca asked Maria to be with him, not just as business partners but as life partners. Maria, who had spent so much of her life focused on the farm, hadn't realized just how much she had come to rely on Luca's support, both emotionally and practically. She had always dreamed of making the farm a success, but she hadn't considered the possibility of sharing that dream with someone else. "I never thought I would fall in love with someone on this farm," Maria admitted one evening, her voice soft as they sat together under the stars. "But here we are." Luca smiled, taking her hand in his. "Maybe that's exactly what this farm needed, someone who believes in it as much as you do." With their love and determination, the farm continued to thrive, becoming not just a place of work, but a place of hope, ambition, and shared dreams. Together, Luca and Maria not only achieved financial independence, but they also built a future that was stronger than any single crop of coffee could ever be. And so, the boy who once longed for something more found exactly what he had been searching for: purpose, love, and a path to a life he could be proud of. And in the process, he helped the farmer's daughter turn her dreams into reality. The coffee farm flourished, and so did their love, as they grew together, building a life they had always imagined, hand in hand, under the same sun that had watched over their journey from the very beginning.